One of the most prestigious awards in journalism, the RedInk Awards, were announced on 16 December 2022. The Wire won in 2 of the 12 categories that were presented by the Mumbai Press Club, the organizers of the event. It gives me immense happiness to share with you all that the Wire's Sukanya Shantha and founding editor Siddharth Varadarajan were the 2 winners in the categories Women Empowerment and Gender Equality and Politics respectively. The awards under 12 categories were presented by retired Supreme Court Judge Justice BN Srikrishna in Mumbai. The awards were presented for stories done in the year 2021. Despite the tough times for doing journalism in an organization like The Wire, which is not afraid of asking questions, these awards come as a solace. Hello, this is Zishan Kaskar, and in this video today, we shall take a quick look at both the stories from The Wire that won at the RedInk Award. First, let us see what Sukanya Shantha's story, which won in the Women Empowerment and Gender Equality category, was all about. Sukanya's story was titled Misgendering, Sexual Violence, Harassment. What is it to be a transgender person in an Indian prison? This story was done in partnership with the Pulitzer Center on Crisis Reporting. The story, as the title suggests, was about the excruciating lives of transgender persons in prisons that were made for cisgender male persons. Some of the details in the story were heartbreaking, where the narratives of rape and molestation were brought to the foreground. For the story, Sukanya interviewed Kiran, a trans woman who accuses several convicted and under trial prisoners and jail staff, all cisgender male, of molesting and raping her and the other trans women arrested along with her. During her 17-month stay at the prison, Kiran says that she and her other transgender friend must have dropped at least 5-6 complaint letters in the grievance box placed under the vigilance of a closed circuit TV camera and meant to be accessed only by the designated visiting magistrate. Similar complaints were also made to the prison superintendent. However, neither the prison authority nor judiciary came to the rescue. In the story, Sukanya writes that for trans women who survive on traditional systems like Badhai and Mangti, being uprooted from their immediate ecosystem meant not just a loss of livelihood, but also exposure to bodily threats. Attacks and public humiliation have been a common experience. She further writes that in jail, the trans women were placed in a separate ward assigned only to those suffering from infectious diseases like TB, leprosy, scabies, and HIV. The prisoners here are neglected, and so is the barrack. Apart from Kiran, Sukanya met and interviewed other trans men and women who spent days in jail. All of them spoke of different kinds of trauma. The report also makes a case for amendments in the Transgender Persons Protection of Rights Act that was passed in 2019 despite opposition from trans groups. Sukanya writes that a transgender person who enters prison without a magisterial certificate is at the mercy of prison authorities and doctors to recognize and certify them on the basis of their genitals. The second story, which won in the category of politics, is perhaps the biggest story of the year 2021, the Pegasus Project by The Wire's founding editor Siddharth Varadarajan. This story made not just national but international headlines as well. A delegation of 14 opposition parties demanded to have a discussion on the findings from the Pegasus Project in the Rajya Sabha. The Supreme Court also took cognizance of the matter and pulled the central government to court. Although the centre failed to cooperate with the investigation committee set up by the court, the story by The Wire is still not done with and has a potential to have a much larger impact. So what was the story by Siddharth Varadarajan that won the RedInk Award? Let's give you, the audience, a quick recap of it as well. The story is titled Pegasus Project: How Phones of Journalists, Ministers, Activists May Have Been Used to Spy on Them. The first paragraph of the story reads that a leaked database of thousands of telephone numbers believed to have been listed by multiple government clients of an Israeli surveillance technology firm includes over 300 verified Indian mobile phone numbers, including those used by ministers, opposition leaders, journalists, the legal community, businessmen, government officials, scientists, right activists and others, according to an investigation by The Wire and 16 media partners. The leaked database was accessed by Paris-based media non-profit Forbidden Stories and Amnesty International and shared with The Wire, Le Monde, The Guardian and 10 other Mexican, Arab and European news organizations as part of a collaborative investigation called the Pegasus Project. In countries that are governed by the rule of law, the possibility that a massive and illegal surveillance program is being used to target prominent individuals from all walks of life poses a clear threat to democracy and will raise demands for an independent probe. The Supreme Court has decided to keep the reports of the Pegasus Technical Committee in a sealed cover for the time being. Only time will tell if there is any action taken against the surveillance taking place. Well, these were the two stories, one by Sukanya Shantha and other by Siddharth Varadarajan of The Wire, that won the RedInk Awards. If you wish that we continue doing fearless journalism, do support The Wire. You can find the link for donation in the description below. Thank you.
To receive instant updates on all videos from The Wire, click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon. Pay to support independent journalism. Click the link in the description and choose the amount you want to pay.